Yes, so students, in continuation of the previous video, we were talking about the classification systems. So till now we talked about two kingdom system of classification. So as all of us know that this system of classification was proposed by Carolus Linnaeus. So we discussed that in two kingdom classification, organisms are classified into kingdom Plantae and Animalia. This system of classification been used in for longer duration, and after that, due to certain drawbacks or setbacks, new system of classification proposed. We have discussed the demerits also. So as all of you know, one more kingdom added by the scientist Ernst Haeckel, and that's called three kingdom classification. And let's today learn about the classification system which is most widely used to classify the organism, and that is five kingdom system of classification. So this five kingdom system of classification was proposed by R. H. Whittaker in 1969. Robert H. Whittaker. So Robert H. Whittaker proposed five kingdom classification. He classified all the organism on basis of some scientific characters of the organism. So let's first of all talk about the basis of classification. So all of us know that whenever we classify the organisms into different groups, there should be certain scientific basis. So R.H. Whittaker used the first basis, that was structure of cell or structural organization of cell. In other words, we say this is the complexity of cell. So organization of cell. Second very important basis taken was presence or absence of cell wall. That is also one of the character of cell. Then complexity of body organization of the organism. Complexity of body organization. And last one, the same basis, complexity of body organization, or in other words we say this is thallus organization. How thallus is organized, this is very important. Then mode of nutrition. The same basis was used by Carolus Linnaeus also. Beside that, method of reproduction, and he used phylogenetic relation also. Phylogenetic relationship. Phylogenetic relationship means the idea, the knowledge about the ancestral history. So here phylogenetic relationship also taken as the basis of classification. So we can say, to classify the organism, Robert H. Whittaker used cell structure. In cell structure, organization of cell, complexity of cell, presence or absence of nucleus in the cell, presence or absence of cell wall. Then body organization. What is the organization of body? Thallus organization. Beside that, he also used mode of nutrition, because different organisms have different mode of nutrition, reproduction, phylogenetic relationship. So on basis of that, how he classified the organism, that we are going to see. So as system is 5 kingdoms system of classification, so he proposed 5 kingdom. So first of all, let's write the name of 5 kingdom. The first kingdom he proposed was, he classified all the organisms into kingdom Monera. So please remember, Monera is the most primitive. Then kingdom is the highest category of classification. Protista, kingdom Fungi, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia. So we must remember these 5 kingdoms in this sequence only, because the kingdom Monera is the most simple and primitive organisms are included in the Monera, and as we move to the Animalia, these organisms show the advancement also. So to classify all organisms into 5 major groups, he used the basis that we have just now discussed. So if you look into the first kingdom Monera, Monera is the kingdom where he kept all prokaryotes. So when we talk about prokaryote, means there is no well-defined nucleus or nuclear membrane is absent. They may be autotrophic prokaryote, heterotrophic prokaryote, with cell wall, without cell wall. The criteria used was the complexity of cell, the structure of cell, and all the prokaryotes are classified with the Monera. So please remember, whenever we say Monera, Monera includes prokaryotic organisms. So please remember, all prokaryotic organisms. There may be diversity in them, then also they are classified into a kingdom. It means all prokaryotes like bacteria, mycoplasma, cyanobacteria and so on, all these are classified in kingdom Monera. Then Protista. So there were certain demerits, setbacks in 2 kingdom classification, where the unicellular organisms classified with multicellular organisms. So Protista include all unicellular eukaryotes. So these 2 terms are very important. Protistians are unicellular eukaryotes. Prokaryote, no need to even mention that they are unicellular. Prokaryotes are always unicellular. Eukaryote may be unicellular or multicellular. All unicellular eukaryotes like amoeba, paramecium, chlamydomonas, trypanosoma and so on. Any organism, it may be heterotrophic, autotrophic, saprophytic, whatever mode of nutrition may be there, presence of cell wall, absence of cell wall. This group is quite diverse. Okay, but condition is if organism is unicellular and there is a presence of well-defined nucleus, that to be classified with the Protista. So this group is quite diverse group. Even the Euglena and all these are classified with the Protista. Then when we come to the fungi, so these two groups, we know these are unicellular. So these two kingdoms include all the unicellular organisms, and rest of the three kingdoms are multicellular. So here fungi multicellular. Multicellular means definitely they are eukaryotes. So even no need to mention multicellular, eukaryote. Okay, multicellular. These organisms are further classified on basis of presence or absence of cell wall and mode of nutrition. So when we talk about mode of nutrition of this group, they are heterotrophs. Multicellular heterotrophs with cell wall. So when we define the kingdom fungi, we can define it as the all organisms which are multicellular, heterotroph and with cell wall. Heterotroph are generally, we know that animals, but animals do not have cell wall. So heterotroph with cell wall come under the fungi. This is a separate group. This is the last group. In heterotrophic mode of nutrition, again this shows the diversity. They may be saprophytic, they may be parasite, they may be symbiotic, but ultimately they are heterotrophs. Okay. Along with heterotroph, they are having cell wall. So they cannot be classified either with the plant or with the animal, because plant have cell wall but they are autotrophs. Animal are heterotroph but devoid of cell wall. Okay, so fungus are classified in a separate kingdom. When we talk about kingdom Plantae, again they are multicellular, but here very important point we have to remember, they are autotrophs, and again we can say with cell wall. So all of us know plant has cell wall made up of cellulose, along with these other components are also there. So we can define plants or kingdom Plantae as multicellular autotrophs with cell wall. So if they ask what is similarity in fungus and plant, then we can say both of the group have cell wall. But how they are different? They are different in mode of nutrition. Last kingdom, that is also, these all three are multicellular. And they are heterotrophs. Animals are heterotrophs. Okay? Multicellular heterotroph without cell wall. So all of us know animals are devoid of cell wall, there is no cell wall. Multicellular heterotroph without cell wall. This is very scientific. There is no if and but that animal according to 5 kingdom classification will be multicellular only. Generally we consider amoeba and paramecium, and these are also study with the animals, but if we take the 5 kingdom classification and you classify them, then amoeba, paramecium, they have all the features of animals, but they are classified with protista because they are unicellular eukaryotes. Okay, and whenever we use word in case of taxonomy, classification, whenever we talk about these animals, animal will be always multicellular. For only multicellular organisms we can use the term animals. Similarly, many organisms belong to Monera like cyanobacteria or blue-green algae, have cell wall, they are photosynthetic, they have cellulose, and many similarities are there to the Plantae, and even we study them with the plants, but they are classified with Monera because they are prokaryote. So whenever we apply the 5 kingdom system of classification, we have to classify organisms accordingly. The most interesting group, that is fungus. Fungus earlier studied with the plant. Okay, plants are similar to the fungus, being stagnant, having cell wall. Okay, but we know that fungus are heterotroph, they are saprophytic, so they are classified in a separate group. So whatever drawbacks or demerits were there in case of 2 kingdom and 3 kingdom system of classification was solved here. Okay, or all the problems, all drawbacks of 2 kingdom classification we can see here are addressed. Like Euglena, we take the example. Euglena was classified with the plantae. Okay, but Euglena had dual feature. Act as autotroph as well as heterotroph, as well as there was unicellular. So now Euglena we know that will be classified with the Protista in a separate group. Similarly, fungus was classified with the plantae, but here fungus is kept in a separate group. What was the objection when we classified fungus with the plantae under 2 kingdom classification? We say plants are autotroph but fungus are heterotroph. So these kind of drawbacks of previous classification are addressed in the 5 kingdom classification, and these are the certain merits of 5 kingdom classification. Though there are certain, still there are demerits are present. So demerits include the classification of lichens, classification of virus, and so on. There are organisms like Chlamydomonas, Chlorella. These we generally study with plants. But according to 5 kingdom classification, they are belong to Protista, right? So still it has certain drawbacks or limitations. All the system have drawbacks or limitations. To overcome these limitations, time to time new systems of classification are proposed. Even now we know about the 6 kingdom system of classification, but this system of classification is not there in our syllabus and we are not studying. The system was given by Carl Woese. So for your knowledge you can remember 6 kingdom classification was given by the Carl Woese. Okay, and he classified all the organisms into 3 domains. Okay, so that also we can remember. He classified all organisms into 3 domains: archaea, bacteria, and eukarya. Okay, so all the ancient bacteria classified with the archaea, and all the bacteria, true bacteria classified with the bacteria, and higher organisms are classified in the 3rd domain, that is the eukarya. And eukarya include the 4 groups: Protista, fungi, plant, and animal. Okay, so in total he proposed 6 kingdoms system of classification, and there is a continuous change in the systems of classification as there is advancement in the field of taxonomy. Okay, so in next class we will take one by one these kingdoms and we will explain it. Okay, thank you.